So good day, sir, and people. Today, I will be reporting film, and I hope lahat kayo meron matutunan ngayon. So, film. If makadungog mo og word nga film, unsay mo sulod sa inyong hunahuna? Syempre, salida, di ba? Video or unsa pa na diha. Daghan pa ang klase-klase nga magawas sa film. So, before ta mag-start, please be with me. And today, topic outline is introduction, history, influence, and impact. So now, guys, you must have thought about the history of the film, and so let's start. So, introduction. Why is it called film? The name film originally referred to the thin layer of photochemical emulsion of the celluloid strip that used to be the actual medium for recording and displaying motion pictures. Like this. So, yeah. So, moto na to na istoryan ganiya film tape. So, ang film tape is in film in video production. Film tape is used to mark scenes in cues, label film canisters in audio recordings, and to repair and splice film strips. It is usually made with a low-tack adhesive that allows it to be removed without damaging the film or other surface it is applied to. So, muna siyang ginagamit sa pag-film ang film tape. Like, imo na siyang i-move. So, sama sa ipakita na ko ganiya. So, yeah. So now, the history of the film. So, history of film. Film was invented in the 19th century with the development of motion picture cameras and celluloid film. The earliest films were short, silent, black and white clips, but filmmakers soon began experimenting with longer narrative films. Sound recording technology was introduced in the late 1920s, leading to the production of talking pictures. Throughout the 20th century, film evolved rapidly with the development of new genres, technologies, and techniques. Film became an important medium or political and social commentary. With the emergence of independent and art house cinema, today, film continues to evolve and adapt to new technologies and audiences, with digital filmmaking and online distribution platforms becoming more prominent. So yeah, grabe gid ang history sa film no kay so na silent pa ang film, then nagka evolve na dayon na sila sound black and white pag yun, tas sunod-sunod na say colored, di ba? Grabe yun. So, ang sa gipang istorya nako ganya sa history sa film is na mga tao ato. Like, nay tao sa silent era, sa black and white era, o sa pag na din mga music era sa film. So, yeah. Who invented films? The invention of film is the result of the work of many people over time, like I said, rather than a single inventor. However, one of the most important figures in the history of film is Thomas Edison, who is credited with inventing the first motion picture camera, known as the kinetograph. In 1891, Edison teams also developed the first film studio known as the Black Maria and made several short films using the kinetograph. So yeah. Other important figures in the early history of film include Louis Lumiere and his brother Auguste Lumiere, who invented the cinematograph, a camera and projector that allowed films to be projected onto a screen for a large audience. Cinema, diba? In short, cinema. The Lumiere brothers are credited with creating the first public film screening in 1895. Another important figure in the history of film is George Eastman, who invented the celluloid film in the 1880s, which allowed films to be recorded and projected with greater flexibility and durability. So, who is George Eastman? So, George Eastman was an American entrepreneur and inventor, most notably known for founding the Eastman Kodak Company and inventing the handheld camera. He was also the pioneer of popularizing photography as a hobby for the masses. So, familiar mo ng Kodak Company, katong yellow na logo. So, siya ang inventor, George Eastman. So why did Eastman invented camera? Eastman wanted to simplify photography to make it available to everyone, not just trained photographers, but for everyone. In 1883, Eastman announced the invention of a new kind of film that came in rolls. So what are the inventions of George Eastman? So the inventions of George Eastman is the Kodak camera, roll film, which is ang roll film is ang katong roll film tape. Yeah. So Kodak number 1. So muna si George Eastman. Yes. So next is the Lumiere brothers. Lumiere brothers, French inventors and pioneer manufacturers of photographic equipment who devised an early motion picture camera and projector called the cinematograph. Auguste Lumiere and his brother Louis Lumiere created the film La Sorte des Ouvriers de Louis Lumiere in 1895, or the translate to English, Workers Leaving the Lumiere Factory, which is considered the first motion picture. So, mo ni ang La Sorte de Louis Lumiere sa ilang invention. So, mo ni ang Workers Leaving the Lumiere Factory. So, what did the Lumiere brothers invented? The cinematograph. In 1895, the Lumiere brothers gave birth to the big screen, thanks to their revolutionary camera and projector, the cinematograph. So, next is Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was an American inventor and businessman who received over 1,000 patents for his inventions, including the electric light bulb, the phonograph, and the motion picture camera. He also founded the Edison General Electric Company and established the world's first industrial research laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey. Edison inventions and innovation have profound impact on the modern world. So, what are the inventions the of Thomas Edison? Is the incandescent light bulb, the phonograph, and the motion picture. So, muna si Thomas Edison, born in February 11, 1847, Milan, Ohio, United States, and died in October 18, 1931, West Orange, in New Jersey, United States. Sorry, nagilupad na ako. So, yeah. So, who is Edward Muybridge? Edward Muybridge in 1830-1904 was an English landscape photographer known for his pioneering work in photographic studies of motion and motion picture projection. He is most famous for his work in the 1860s and 1870s, in which he used multiple cameras to capture the motion of a galloping horse, which led to the development of the zoopraxiscope, an early device for projecting motion pictures. So, man yung example ni Muybridge nga iyang gi-invented. So, mo na siya ang, kung tawag pa ang isa kani, mo na siya ang film tape. So, pag imo nang i-play og pass or continuous is like, mo na siya ang marag film. Like, sunod-sunod, like per frame. Yes. So, mo na ang zoopraxiscope, like, each one clip, pag imo na siyang i-continuous isla, mo na siya like short video or short clip. So, what is zoopraxiscope and how does it work? So, the zoopraxiscope is an early device used for projecting animated moving pictures, invented by Edward Muybridge in the 1870s. So, it projects a series of still images arranged in a sequence of rotating glass discs, mo ni siya, and creating the illusion of motion when projected onto a screen. Muybridge used the zoopraxiscope to study animal and human movement, and it is considered a precursor to the development of motion pictures. So, mo ni si Edward Muybridge. Yeah. So, who is Louis Le Prince? So, Louis Le Prince was a French inventor who is widely credited as the inventor of the first motion picture camera and projector. He was also the first person to shoot develop a moving picture in a sequence, which was recorded on paper film in 1888. Le Prince is considered to be a pioneer of cinematography. In his work is said to have laid the foundation of modern filmmaking. He is also the first person to make a film round a garden scene. Nanay makita sa YouTube ang round a garden scene. Like more 30 seconds sa man ata ni. Yes. So now nanata sa mga era. So guys, kailan ni Charlie Chaplin? Unsa man siya? Yes, Sim, comedian, syempre, and also a director and actor. Kabantay mang guro mo nga iya mga video kay wala siya istorya, wala music. Nay music pero like i-insert like for like funny background music ba. So, wala pa man sila istorya good ana, wala pa sound sa una like gisapawan ra gid og background music. Yeah. Mo nang gitawag na sa ela na silent era, 1880s, 1920s. In film history, the first movies were without synchronized sound, but that didn't stop them from being widely popular. Cinema was a new an expensive form of entertainment, unlike the theater, which required live actors played to an audience of one at any time. So nisikat pag yun sila Charlie Chaplin, like daghan pag yun sa silent era, dili lang si Charlie Chaplin. Kabalo mo man sikat sila tungod sa cinema. Ipakita lang sa cinema like atong cinematograph atong gi-invent nila Lumiere Brothers. Unlike sa theater guys nga live actors like para sa Rodelsa, di ba? Mag role play diya. Yep. So muna si Charlie Chaplin. So muna ang ilang gamit sa una no ingani sila mag-shooting sa una. Unlike karon nga grabe gid dagan na kay sobra na gid ang grabe gid. Grabe na jud ang technology. Yes. So the next is the Thok is 1927. In 1927, the Jazz Singers released synchronizing sound and images for the first time. The 1952 comedy Scene in the Rain is a depiction of difficult shift to talking pictures that had taken place just 25 years before, with a number of silent stars finding themselves unemployable as films began to rely more on voice acting than a body language and facial expression. So muna ang Jazz Singers in the Singing in the Rain. Makita niyo muna siya sa YouTube or sa mga other na website. So the rise of the horror movie in the 1931. Horror movies existed very early in the film history, but they had a renaissance in the 1930s when Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Mummy and the Invincible Man, King Kong and the Bride of Frankenstein, and the Werewolf of London were all produced within 4 years of one another. So many ang Werewolf of London. So the next is the Mouse That Roared, Walt Disney in the 1920s. Walt Disney arrived in Hollywood in the 1920s and started producing more moving cartoons painted directly onto film cells. In 1928, he produced Steamboat Willie. Kani. Kasi nakita niya sa YouTube nga naga-drive si Mickey Mouse sa ilang barko, di ba? So by the 1940s, Disney produced feature films including Pinocchio, Fantasia, and Bambi. Yan ko na yung movie guys kay childhood kay ba. So Disney creation of Mickey Mouse was a turning point in his career as the character quickly became a cultural phenomenon and helped establish Disney as a major player in the animation industry. So the studio system. Dili ta makaibo og film without them, no, mga studio, no, without their help. Studios like MGM, Paramount, RKO, Columbia, and Warner Brothers made series with a snap of finger and controlled almost the entire film industry. Television kneecaps the studios, 1950. In the early 1950s, television emerged as a major competitor to Hollywood studios. The popularity of TV led to a decline in movie attendance, forcing studios to adapt their strategies to remain relevant. Some studios responded by producing their own TV shows, while others focused on making bigger and more spectacular films that would draw audience back to theaters. So the new Hollywood. Lately, in retrospect, some film critics argue that Hollywood's actual golden age is in the 1970s, when surely spectacular films like The Godfather or The Exorcist, Jaws, Apocalypse Now, and the even 1977's Star Wars. So the black filmmakers step on the scene in 1971. In 1971, a group of black filmmakers including Melvin Van Peebles, Gordon Parks, and Ossie Davis released a series of groundbreaking films that marked a significant turning point in the representation of black stories and perspectives in American cinema. These films, collectively known as the blaxploitation genre, feature black actors and deal with issues of race, identity, and social justice. So the history of blaxploitation is kabate mo ng movie nga puro na black people like Shaft. Kasi nakita ko Shaft na. Ako kita na ko Shaft 1, Shaft 2, Shaft 3. Abot ko na ba 3 or wala. Basta kita na ko ni Shaft na lang niya movie kay puro ra gyud black, even yang lolo is a assassin or agent. Basta na nagsunod-sunod din siya mga anak ug apo. So the way indie cinema steps into the light 1989 rather. In 1989, a low-budget independent called Sex Lies and Videotape became a surprise hit and helped to usher in a new era of independent cinema. Directed by Steven Soderbergh, the film explored issues of intimacy and communication in relationships and was praised for its innovative storytelling and unconventional characters. So, MTV killed the radio star in 1983 to 1990. MTV launched in 1981 rapidly became a force to be reckoned with. An cable television, ostensibly a music channel, it was also an enormous force for the creation and marketing of short films, some of which had incredibly high production values. Like for here in the Philippines, we have mixed channel. Yes, like puro ra gyud siya music video. Like i-play mo diya ang Justin Bieber sa kay mga Selena Gomez ug uban pa. So YouTube kill the movie star, influencers, cat videos, and toy unboxings. YouTube kill the movie star. Is a phrase that suggests that rise of YouTube and other online video platforms has changed the way that people consume media and entertainment, with traditional forms of media such as movies and television losing ground to online features, cat videos, and toy unboxings, and other forms of user-generated content. So dili na nagsugod ang mga vlogger, mga content creators. So instead of by the way sa YouTube po, instead of magtagad pa ka sa mix channel or sa MTV nga mo play ang Justin Bieber nga Yummy, igo na lang nimo i-search sa YouTube Justin Bieber Yummy. So maditso na nimo mag-play no kina naman si YouTube. So pag mo pa siyang tanaw sa mix channel, magtagad pa ka like isa kung sa pang music video aya ang Justin Bieber nga Yummy nga song. So the Bollywood in 1995, the Hindi language film industry based in Mumbai, India was undergoing significant changes with the rise of new generation filmmakers and actors who were pushing the boundaries of traditional Bollywood cinema. So the history of film in the Philippines dates back to the early 90s with the introduction of silent films from the United States. The first Filipino produced film was The Dalagang Bukid or The Country Maiden, was released in 1919 and marked the beginning of thriving film industry that would grow throughout the 20th century. Directed by Jose Nepomuceno. Sumuni si ang director. Sumuni ni ang Dalagang Bukid nga was the first Filipino produced film. So in the 1930s and 1940s, the so-called golden age of Philippine cinema, so the emergence of some of the country's most iconic filmmakers and actors, including Manuel Conde and Carmen Rosales. The post-World War II era saw the rise of melodramas and musicals with the stars such as Nora Honor and Vilma Santos becoming household names. So, familiar na gid kini sinyo sila. Sikat good. So, also the founding fathers of Oro Cinema here in Cagayan de Oro. The late former mayor of Cagayan de Oro, Ruben Arcano, in his lifetime partner in journalism and the arts, Lorenzo M. de la Serna, have been honored as the founding fathers of Cagayan de Oro films. The two were accorded the Golden Giant Fish Award for Lifetime Achievement in Cinema during the awarding rites for the 3rd Cinema de Oro Film Festival held at Kuramata, Barangay Makasandig, Cagayan de Oro on December 17, 2022. Sumuni si Lorenzo de la Serna and Attorney Ruben Canoy. Kana siya guys, si Attorney Ruben Canoy is siya tagya itong radio station diya at Bangsamogs. Kalimot ko. So also Sergio Bacos is a filmmaker based in Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines. He said, "Much of what is lost to the sands of time will never be recovered. Tonight, however, join us in celebrating a forgotten piece of the sprawling puzzle that is Mindanao cinema." The festival's artistic director, himself a multi-awarded filmmaker recognized here and abroad. So, ang gi-mention ni Sergio Bacos nga the festival's artistic director is in Barangay Makasandig in December 17. And also, Pau wrote the screenplay and directed the full-length movie Sa Imong Lawas ug Dugo in 1979. Robert Tickles, although it was mostly shot in Cebu, it involved some local Cagayanon actors. Was produced by Ruben Canoy. My hazy memory notwithstanding, I reckon the movie tackled and provided a mature treatment of extramarital affairs considered a societal taboo, revolving around the dilemma of a child born out of a wedlock, hence the title. So, Rona Cano and Robert de la Serna received the Golden Giant Fish Award for Lifetime Achievement in behalf of their fathers, Ruben and Lorenzo. So sa imong lawas ug dugo, which is written and directed by Lorenzo M. de la Serna and produced by Ruben Cano, is the first full-length feature film produced by Akagay Alan. Although no copy of the film survives to this day, Cine de Oro intends to fully cement this filmmaker's indelible contribution to the history of Cagayan de Oro cinema with this award. The movie was simultaneously premiered in Cebu and at the Rizal Theater in Cagayan de Oro to an SRO crowd. Thanks to RMN station promotion of the movie and the strong following of Cano's daily commentary, Perspective also aired over the same station. So sayang kay guys no, wala na ang film nila karon. So summary of this history of film. The history of film is a rich and diverse story that spans more than a century of innovation, creativity, and cultural change. From the early days of silent cinema to the rise of talkies, the studio system, the new Hollywood, and the digital age, film has always been a dynamic and evolving art form that reflects society and culture from which it arises. So the influence of film on society and culture is immense and far-reaching. Whether the drama, comedy, action, or documentary films can provide powerful insights into the human experience, helping us to understand more ourselves and each other better. Film can also be powerful for for social and political change. In addition, its impact on social cultural issues, film has also played a significant role in development of technology and media. So the impact of film has significant impact on society and culture, affecting our beliefs, attitudes, and values. It has the power to entertain, educate, and inspire audiences, and can provide powerful insights into the human experience. Film can also be a force on social and political change, shining a light on important issues and inspiring action. So good luck. May the force be with you, my brother.